the bhakti, mainly about bhakti, dealing with bhakti. The first six chapters deal with the karma, like how to do our activities, what is the consciousness to be maintained, and all those things. And the last six chapters are the jnana yoga, means what are the details of those karma, what are the details, what is the knowledge we need to perform those karmas, perform various activities in our daily life, how to eat, what kind of food to eat, what kind of association to maintain, what kind of what kind of desires to have, what kind of determination should we have, what kind of donations should we make, what kind of attitude, what kind of attitude or consciousness should we maintain while making donations, or what kind of association should we cultivate, what kind of what are the different mentalities, and where does each mentality fall under? Does it fall under mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance? All those things. So Krishna, in those last six chapters, Krishna goes into all those details, and he also gives a classification of, based on the qualities, based on people's association, what do they come under? Do they come under human beings as normal human beings, or do they come under divine human beings, or do they come under demoniac human beings? So all these divisions of faith, divisions of modes of material nature, and what is association, and also Krishna also explains about more about. So in the body, we spoke about soul, right? So Krishna, in the 13th chapter, he explains that aside from the soul, along with the soul, there is the super soul also. That is the Paramatma. Paramatma is always along with the soul. He is always there, guiding and observing and observing and guiding. The Paramatma always observes. Oh, what does he observe? Oh, when will this soul turn towards me? Because he gives the independence. He'll just observing. As long as we are running after our desires, he'll say, okay, you're here, in this material world to enjoy your desires, so I'll let you do that. I will facilitate everything. But one side of me, a corner of me, is also hoping that you'll turn towards me and say, hey Krishna, I'm bored of all this, please get me out of this desire cycle and let me turn towards you. So the Paramatma is always waiting for that also. Fortunately, I think we all have turned towards Krishna, right? Even if not fully, at least we have turned slight, some 10 degrees at least we turned towards him, and we are saying, oh Krishna, we realized you are here. Please guide us, and please let us know how we can deal with the ocean we are in, and also how we can reach you. We are at that stage, right? So those are the last six chapters details. That middle six chapters is about complete bhakti. Bhakti means like what are the things that Krishna likes, what are the various aspects of bhakti, all that is explained. And then about him, what are his opulences, what are his powers, what are his greatnesses, everything is explained. What is bhakti, all that is explained in these six chapters. So seven chapters particularly deals with the knowledge. What is the um, vijnana yoga, like what is this, what should we know about Krishna, what all should we know about him, what is the reality, what is the ultimate truth, what is the real knowledge. That is explained in the seventh chapter. So let's go ahead. We all learned the recitation some time back. So firstly, let's do the translations and move on to the recitation. So each of you can do five translations.
Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Now hear, O son of Buddha, Arjuna, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and nominal, by knowing which there shall remain nothing further to be known. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego, altogether these eight comprise my separated material energies. Besides this inferior nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is a superior energy of mind, which are all living entities who are struggling with material nature and are sustaining this universe. Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Yeah. So most important part is he's saying there are out of most important thing is out of thousands among men, manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tatvatah. Many thousands of men will be there. Out of thousands of men, only one will actually try to endeavor for perfection. Perfection means perfection of human life. What is the perfection? Or they will get into that inquiry of what is the purpose of life and all that. And out of those, one among those thousands, one out of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So those will endeavor for perfection and they will proceed in that path. And even after they have achieved perfection, also, even after they have understood what is the purpose of human life, also, really will they be able to know Krishna in truth? No, hardly one knows me in truth. So it is very, very rarity, like, somebody to come to the stage of Krishna belief, Krishna worship, and proceeding and persevering in that path is very, very rare. And that is why we see, right, we see, we are distributing books, we're talking to so many people, we're trying to bring them in for the calls. Each of you are also trying to tell your acquaintances, friends, family, everyone. But it's not so easy, right? People take up probably other worships easily, but it's not it people don't take up Krishna worship easily, either because of all whatever, whatever be the reasons, they don't take it up. And then Krishna himself says it's not it's not common, it's not easy for somebody to take. So we are all here with that strong faith, so we should feel fortunate that we are among those chosen few, and we should pray and beg Krishna for us, for the mercy to flow onto us so that we can be steadfast in this path. And here he's explaining about two important natures of his nature. One is the superior nature, one is the inferior nature. That is, a nature means energy. So there are two energies. One is the inferior energy and the superior energy. So, like we always discuss, right? The spiritual energy or the spiritual world is full of his spiritual energy, and this material energy, material world is is Krishna's energy only, but it is the inferior energy. So what is that inferior energy? Energy is earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego, all together comprise of my separated material energies, and which in the next he's saying, besides this inferior energy. So these are all Krishna's energies only, all material energy, but inferior energy. Krishna himself is saying that. And what besides that inferior energy, what is there? There is a superior energy of mind, which are all living entities who are struggling with material nature and are sustaining the universe. So, where are these living entities? Who are these living entities?
They're eternal, right?
Yeah, where? What are those?
Living entities, all the humans in the world, material in this universe, like who are eternal.
Our bodies,
Yeah.
our bodies.
No, not the bodies, mother. The living entities like souls, right?
Yes, yeah, we should be, yeah, answer confidently. Living entity means soul always. In Prabhupada's books, Prabhupada mentions living entity as means the soul, the living entity. So which are all the living entities? So besides this inferior energy, so there is a superior energy of mind, which are all the living entities who are struggling with material nature. So so the souls are the living entities. So they are the superior energy, and we are struggling in the material nature. So what is the material nature which is near us?
Earth Mataji?
Only earth?
No, all the 14, this, the whole universe, like with all.
Yeah.
Okay, so where is the living entity, you tell me? Where is the living entity? Okay, you're all sitting right now. Where is the living entity within you?
The soul.
With the
Huh?
cover by
It's the soul, right? It's inside, right?
yeah.
Soul. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the external body?
That's inferior energy. Yeah.
Yes, the external body is the inferior energy or the inferior material nature. So the which is made of, our body is made of all these elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. So the external world where we are in right now consists of all these elements, and also our body is also made of all these elements. And that is why, like, this comes in even in Lalita Sahasranamam also, right? Like tanmatras, Shabda tanmatra, and all those things. So there are subtle elements and also the gross elements. So everything. So all that is the Durga Mata's energy. So that is why it is the material energy, material nature energy. So this is externally in the world. When we sit, when we are sitting, everything around us is part of one of these: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. In and our body, which is covering our soul within us, is also is also made up of all these: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. So this we have to be very, very, very clear as devotees, as people who are as spiritual enthusiasts, people who are going ahead in our spiritual path. We should be very clear about this. Our superior, we are the superior energy. Which is the superior energy inside us?
The soul.
The soul. Which is the inferior energy?
Body and the
Body and then gross and subtle bodies like mind, intelligence, ego, on the 8 materials.
Yes, yes. So when you say that, you should be like, yes, inside the body, we have our superior energy, which is the soul. Externally, we have the gross material body and the subtle material body. What are the constituents of the gross material body?
earth,
Earth, ether, fire,
fire, water.
water.
Yes, all the five. Only I heard only four.
Earth, water,
Earth,
fire,
water,
ether,
ether,
And
air.
fire, 8. Yeah.
yeah, so all that. And then what are the three subtle elements? The subtle.
Mind, intelligence, and ego.
Mind, intelligence, false ego.
Yes, not just ego, false ego. We have to be clear in that.
Yeah.
Mind, intelligence, and false ego. So these are the things when you are talking to new people, whether it is your neighbors, family, or whether it is book distribution or anywhere. If you are clear about these things, you will be able to question them and answer. Like, for example, when somebody dies, the body is there. So what is there in front of them? The inferior energy or the superior energy?
The inferior energy.
Inferior. Inferior.
Inferior energy. Inferior energy is part of what? Is part of the spiritual world or material world?
Material world.
Yeah, that
Material.
is, yeah, that is why after that, that inferior energy is mixed with the inferior energy itself, either by the process of cremation, whatever. it is, right? It gets mixed with these gross material elements. And what escaped, what went out of the inferior energy?
Soul, superior.
Soul.
Energy. So the superior energy has a chance to go to the superior world if the superior energy doesn't have in desires towards the inferior energy, right?
Okay.
If the superior energy which is within us, our soul, doesn't have any attachments towards any of the inferior energies, then the superior energy can directly go back to the original, the supreme superior energy, and be in his service. But if there are any other desires, again that superior energy, the soul, has to get into another body, another costume to enjoy those desires, right? Is that clear to everyone? Any questions there? Everyone?
Does that mean that like I getting little confused only when Prakriti means inferior only, right? So material nature will come under Prakriti only, right, Mataji?
Material nature is called Prakriti. Yes.
Okay. So it does it imply that we are more than even the Durgam, the more than the material nature, because it's called inferior and we are called superior?
No. Don't go into like, I mean, the material nature is there outside. She's an energy of Krishna. If we are in the right consciousness, so in a way what you said is correct. So now let's say you get a fever, or you get you get something, or like, not you, anybody, let's say. So if we are in that right consciousness, we can say, okay, whatever is happening to my body is happening to the inferior body, and it is because of the inferior energy, or because of the material energy. But I am a superior energy, which is part of Krishna. So nothing can touch me. Nothing can do anything to me. If something is happening, it's only happening to my external body, which is not me at all.
That's exactly what I was implying.
Yeah, yes, it is correct. But then, that the conclusion should not be I'm greater than Durga, or like that. You get it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. So we means when we say I am part and parcel of Krishna. My soul is part and parcel of Krishna. So if I whatever, if something happens to my external body, it's only happening to the external body. That's only temporary. It's only belongs to the material nature. Nothing is happening to my soul. Nothing can happen to my soul. The soul cannot be touched by anyone, or like, just like nainam chindanti shastrani nainam dahati pavakaha, all that. Soul cannot be touched by water. It cannot be made wet. It cannot be burnt by fire, and all that. Okay.
Yeah, Mataji. So, is it right if when I think like I exactly coming to your this example that you gave, that's what was running in my back of my mind. What I was thinking is it right of me to think whenever something is very badly happening to the body, something internally, it is just eating me? Then can I just think that I am more than this? I am not this. I'm just unnecessarily falling into the trap of Maya. Let me just come out of it. I'm a part of Krishna, so that will make me superior, so I have to be in that
No.
right
See,
conscious.
you're getting it right, but the words you're using is wrong. So you can't say it will make you superior. There's nothing making superior. You're already superior. You're already a superior energy. Have you realized that is the question? You're already a superior energy. You means your soul. The soul within you is already a superior energy. But when, let's say, we get COVID and we are like struggling, we are like, no way, I cannot get up. We are all in that mode, right? I just can't get up. But are we in that stage where we say, no matter what happens to my external body, whether it is COVID, 110 fever, with extreme body pains and that and this, I'm still going to be in the service of the Lord. I'm going to do my basic service of chanting without any disturbance. So that is the realization. So always, we are always superior. That's what Krishna is saying. We're always superior energy, struggling within this external body, which is the inferior energy. You get it, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
So that is why, like, even if somebody says something, let's say somebody uses a bad word, you are a fool. Okay, so immediately when we don't know all this, we react, right? We react, or we say, oh, how can you say that? I'm not a fool. We try to defend ourselves, or we try to react immediately. But let's say, okay, we are spiritualists, we are on the path towards Krishna. Okay, let somebody say we are a fool. Maybe Krishna is trying to test us how advanced we are, and how are we able to leave it as this is tucham, this is useless talk, I don't care. They are only, whatever they are saying is only to the external body. My soul, they cannot say you are a fool to my soul. They don't even know my soul. Who can say my soul is a fool? My soul is Krishna's. So they are not saying it to my soul. They are saying to the external body. It's okay, let them say. It's part of their karma also. By doing that, by saying that bad word, they are falling down. They are not progressing at all spiritually. It is part of their karma that's playing. Are we able to, I mean, we don't argue all this with them, but internally, if we are able to quickly take that, okay, let them say it's okay, fool. Okay, they're saying that to my body. But I'm the soul. My soul can never be a fool. My soul is Krishna's. I'm going to be stable and in the state of Ananda all the time, even if somebody says I'm a fool. Because that I'm a fool doesn't belong to that definition, or that attribute doesn't belong to my soul. My soul is Satchit Ananda. And by saying, but you are a fool, actually, karmically and spiritually, if somebody is saying something to us, they're actually washing away some of our sins. So that is also there. So if we are able to remember all this at that moment, and not react, and be stable and calm and quiet, then that means we have understood that we are spiritual beings and we can progress spiritually. But if we react for small things, then that means we are not yet ready. So this, if we can remember on a day-to-day basis, when we are dealing with people at home, at work situation will be different, but at least at home, and especially among devotees, if we are able to maintain that calm and quiet, and then say it's okay, even if somebody says something, it's okay. They have taken away 10 pounds of my bad karma. Next, it's a test. If it's happening in devotee association, say yes, this is happening in devotee association, means Prabhupada and Krishna want to test me whether how much I have progressed in my understanding that I'm a soul. Okay.
Yes, Mataji. I think it got clear from my head. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So that inferior energy, superior energy need to be clear. And then next 6 to 10, who wants to read?
I can read, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both its origin and dissolution.
Yeah. So again, here he is saying all that is material. So the body also, Krishna is the origin and dissolution. And for that spiritual also, all that is spiritual in this world. What is spiritual in this world? What is spiritual in this world?
Soul.
The soul. So who is the origin and dissolution for that souls?
Krishna.
Dissolution doesn't mean destruction, but then because he is the origin of this soul. Next.
O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me, as pearls are strung on a thread. Hare Krishna.
This is what we need to remember where somebody says, somebody uses bad words to us, or somebody says, okay, you can't cook well at all. You're a bad cook. You don't know anything. Or you don't know, you can't even do this work. You are very bad. Something like that. If somebody says, whether it's kids, mother-in-law, father-in-law, husband, wife, whatever. If somebody says, then we are able to say, no, that is not true. Krishna is the supreme truth. That sentence, what they have said to me, is not true. It should not impact me. Krishna is the supreme truth, and I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am the supreme truth. So that helps us be stable and calm and not get angry. Now, when we get angry, what happens? That means we are associating again with the lower modes. But when we stay calm and associate with the fact that I am the soul, I am Krishna's, I am that means we are associating with mode of goodness or Shuddha Sattva or pure goodness. If we get angry, that means we are falling down to lower modes. Now, that what association we keep makes us. That is our spiritual progress. If we are falling down, again from falling down to coming back to the Shuddha Sattva or pure goodness stage will take some more time. So that is what we need to decide. Do we want to fall down every single small incident, or we want to stay in that goodness all the time and experience Krishna? Because we have learned that Krishna can be experienced the real fully, completely, only in the pure goodness stage. So if that is our aim, we should not fall down to lower modes. We should not associate with lower modes. Yes, at that time it looks like a failure, material failure. Oh, I can't even argue with my son. Oh, I can't even argue back with my husband. What means I'm a failure. But what really matters is that does that winning the argument does that matter, or going towards making a solid progress in our spiritual life on a day-to-day basis, is that important? So that's what we need to, each of us need to decide. And remember this also, when such incidents will come, that's all test. Krishna is going to test us. Yes, you read 7th chapter, you read recitations, you learned all the shlokas. Now let me see how much you're going to put it to practice. Somebody is saying you don't know anything, you didn't do at all anything, we did the whole service, but somebody is finally is going to say, what is this, what service have you done? Nothing. You must be able to say, oh, okay, first thing to keep us stable, we say, okay, that is not true, this thing. But again, you have to say, okay, if it is in the devotee circles, if it is coming from a senior devotee or somebody, then we say, oh, this is a chance for me to improve. Oh, maybe that means that in my service there is some gap. I need to improve somewhere. So find out how you can improve. Either you will know on your own, or you can ask them. Okay, if it is happening with family members, then we say, okay, whatever they have said is not true. I am this thing. But sit calmly later and say, okay, somebody said this papu or this dal is not okay. Really, is it not okay? Not okay. Taste and see. The salt is less, accept it. Oh, the salt is really less. So from tomorrow, I'll try to correct. Okay. See. So in a stable, calm way. So that will reduce the arguments physically in the temple. In the family situation, and also you will be able to stay in a higher consciousness. That is Krishna consciousness. What is Krishna consciousness? Staying in the higher modes, associating with higher modes all the time is Krishna consciousness. The highest consciousness is Krishna, right? That is why it is called Krishna consciousness. Be Krishna consciousness. Krishna conscious means what? Don't be angry conscious. Don't be fighting conscious. Don't be fault finding conscious. Don't be reactive conscious. Be Krishna conscious. Means, okay, leave all those things. All that. Leave everything and stay okay. Stay in that. So are we able to stay stable that way? Is what we need to be aware of every single day, every single moment.
Hare Krishna. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water. the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man. Hare Krishna. I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat in the fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics. O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men.
So
Hare
this,
Krishna.
this, what this information that Krishna is saying here will help us not be envious, help us not be proud. So if we are intelligent, we maybe in the past we are proud of our intelligence, but we know that now the intelligence within me is nothing but Krishna. So we need to be thankful to Krishna and be it's all the mercy of Krishna. So pass on that whatever is there within us, pass it on to Krishna. Don't keep it onto yourself. Oh, it's all the mercy of Krishna. Oh, if I'm intelligent, it's a mercy of Krishna. If I'm able to do this, it's a mercy of Krishna. It's a mercy of Guru. Like that, pass it on. And then the prowess of all powerful men, if somebody is more powerful than us, whether physically, mentally, or intellectually, whatever, so it is all clearly Krishna is saying that prowess is me. So if we are envious of somebody who's more powerful than us, then that means we are indirectly envious of Krishna. And that is the reason we are all here in this material world, because we were envious of Krishna. It is hard to believe, but that's the truth. We were envious of Krishna in some way or the other. That means we were not, if we see the prowess of somebody, we must be able to say, wow, that is Krishna's blessing in them. But today, are we able to say that really? We can see for ourselves. We all know it. Right. So this information, this all this whatever Krishna is saying here will help us in in counteracting all those lower modes of enviousness, anger, or comparison and pride and all those things. Next five, anyone?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Kunal would like to read. Which one? From here. Okay. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of the Bharatas, Arjuna.
Yeah. So here clearly Krishna is saying that contrary to religious principles is because means marriage is what Krishna is prescribing. Have marriage is very important. Without marriage, having boyfriends, girlfriends, and all these things, which we are seeing in the current um, uh, society, is not okay. And if somebody is strong, that is Krishna and all that. Next one, Kunal.
Kunal, want to read? Did you read? Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance. The whole world does not know me, and me who I am above the modes and inexhaustible. Continue. Okay. There's a divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
So this divine energy, so that is the inferior energy. So when we say inferior, so that is inferior to the superior energy of Krishna, but that's also Krishna's energy. So that is a divine energy. So Krishna himself is saying this divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature. So all these things, what's going on, what we are under the influence of right now, is difficult to overcome. Krishna is saying that, but he is also giving a solution. What's the solution? Who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. So we have seen the other verse also the other day, right? Samashritaye padapallavam. Anyone remembers? महत्पदं पुण्ययशो मुरारेः भवाम्बुधिर्मत्सपदं परं पदं 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 यत्पिपदां न तेषाम्. So whoever has accepted the lotus, whoever has surrendered to the lotus feet of Mukunda, Murari, for them this whole material world, whatever Krishna is saying, this is very difficult to overcome, but for them Krishna is saying, I'll just make it very easy for you. It's actually an ocean it is, but then for you I'll make it very small. Vatsapadam, it becomes a small. Vatsapadam means it becomes like a small dip or a small katori or a small bowl kind of a thing, which is made by the hoof of a calf, and there's little water in it. So just to cross that, it's very, very easy, right? So same way here Krishna is saying, whoever has surrendered unto me can cross this material nature very easily. Otherwise, it is very difficult to overcome.
Hare Krishna. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me.
1 second. Actually, there are 30 verses. I think we'll do it tomorrow. It's already 9:45. Yeah, so in the following verses, Krishna talks about who are the people who will actually. So he's saying whoever surrenders to me, it's easier, right? So that also Krishna is explaining what kind of people will surrender to me, what kind of people will not surrender to me, what kind of people will uh, what kind of people, why they don't surrender to me, and what will happen to those people who do not surrender to me and who surrender to other demigods. All that Krishna explains because he knows everything, and then he gives he there's a clear path roadmap for everybody. So all that he explains in the next verses. So that, I mean, there's more details, so we'll continue tomorrow. Any questions so far from what we discussed?
Yeah, Mataji. One question that's been bothering me. In Kali Yuga, demons are nowhere but inside us only, right, Mataji? Uh, right. So, what kind of energy would the demons come under?
Those are the lower modes. The demons, if anger is a demon, right? So anger is a
Yeah.
lower mode. So it's a lower association with a lower mode. The demons are demons because they are associated, they have constantly associated themselves with lower modes.
So that means that will make them even more lower than the inferior energy, right?
I would suggest don't go into that much of logic, like less more, and all that. Just the association. That's it.
Yeah. A reason why I was asking is because I always get this confusion like what is Maya? How do we classify this is as Maya versus this is as demonic quality? Because we see when we say like Krishna is all among every
I'll give
person,
you
we
an
have to
example.
see.
I'll give you an example. Let's say uh, you are a devotee, you are following this, okay? So you are following this path, you're chanting every day, you're reading, and you're ready to implement this in your life. Tomorrow morning a situation comes during school time, it's rush hour, something happens, and then but still you lose it and you scream or something like that. So that is a lower mode. It's a demoniac quality, screaming, anger, whatever it is. Now Maya, okay, now Maya is uh, suddenly there is this Sunday, every let's say every Sunday you decided to come to the temple. and in the beginning stages at least to make your faith stronger. But suddenly this Sunday something came up, somebody's birthday party, not very close friend but distant, but you're like, oh, it's a long time since I've attended a birthday party. I think I've been going to temple for a long time. It's okay, 1 week if I don't go, what's going to happen? So you're going to go there. So mind is going to pull you there. That is Maya. Okay.
So external situation or external
You
influence.
don't have to go into so much detail, like what is this, like, is that clear to others at least? Is that clear?
Yes, Mataji.
Swati Mataji, what is the lingering question?
I read it in 5th chapter that uh, according to God, everyone is equal to him in his vision. And the expectation of devotees who are aspiring in Krishna consciousness is also the same, like what you also have mentioned, that we have to see the devotees on an equal level, on an equal basis, like our own family, and not consider those services or bad qualities in them to be highlighted or something. There's nothing makes them small or a big devotee or such at that kind. So they're equal level. So in that sense, what I was thinking was like these demonic qualities are like inside us. They will make or break a person, right? So um, uh, when do we know that we have to draw the line? When do we know that we have to, yes, we have to tell them that this is wrong or this is right? And versus when do we have to forgive them
Whom
and
is the
treat them
question?
equal?
Whom is the question? Whom? Are you talking about other devotees? Are you talking about family members?
Anyone, it can be anyone, not just devotees. As an amateurs, you know,
No, it's your responsibility also. If there is a
correct.
neighbor, if the neighbor's child is is trying to do something bad, I'm not going to go and correct the neighbor's child, right? I'm going to
Yeah,
as a mother, I'm going to correct my children, my family members in whatever capacity. That's as a responsibility. And in services, if I'm given the responsibility of a particular service within my capacity, within my responsibility, if something is going wrong with the service, I will take care of that. I need to tell the people, tell the other devotees or the team members accordingly. That's all. So
correct.
whether it's a demoniac quality, if somebody is if somebody is screaming in the temple, and if I'm not directly related to that devotee or something, whatever, I don't go. I mean, that's the rule. Am I give? And is it my first thing we ask? Is it my duty? Is it my service? If it's not, we continue with our service. There will be people who are assigned for that, who will take care of that.
Hmm. Yeah, Mataji.
So same way, so same like thing there. If the neighbor's child is doing something wrong, so it's there will be an assigned person. Yeah, Krishna has assigned that child's mother as her responsibility to take care of the child. So we don't go and correct those children, right? Like that. So looking everybody equally. Okay, okay, is that clear?
Yeah, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay then. Yeah, so I think you're talking about Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini, right? That one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, there are two levels always. So two levels means, so there is the Panditaha. Pandita will see uh, a cow, a dog eater, an elephant, everything with the same eyes. Means there is a soul inside those, and there is an external, there is a superior energy inside them, there is an inferior energy covering their superior energy. So that vision we need to have. Like just like how we discussed the cockroach example yesterday, right? So we need, as devotees, we will see cockroach external body. That is just like our body, and one more different shape and size and color. But inside that cockroach, there is the soul also, right? And we prayed for that soul when we are killing the cockroach, right? So that is the Pandita Darshina, that vision we should have. That doesn't mean that, okay, you bring all cockroaches in the world and keep on your bed and sleep.
Correct, Mataji. Yeah.
Right? So same thing with snake. Okay, we know, or a tiger. We know there is a soul in the tiger. That doesn't mean we go and play with the tiger and say, okay, we go obeisances, pay obeisances to the tiger. No, our intelligence again, as a devotee, should say that yes, there is a soul inside the tiger's body, but the external energy of that, the energy which is around that tiger, is not conducive for me. And I am a devotee progressing towards Krishna. So I have to take care of my body also so that I can do my sadhana correctly. So I will not go close to that tiger and harm myself. That intelligence, that wisdom has to be there. But yes, we know that yes, inside this tiger, I know there is a soul. Inside this dog, there is a soul. Inside this cockroach, there is a soul. Inside this rat, there is a soul. Inside my husband, there is a soul. Inside my child, there is a soul. That vision, that clarity we should have. But how to behave with each person? If there is a person who is really angry, do we really go and talk to them? We don't have to as devotees. No, we are not in that stage. We are not Paramahamsas where we can still go and change them and all that. Normal people, if we are able to talk. Some people will not be able to accept. We don't accept. It's okay. Leave it. You tried your best. Leave it. Somebody is really angry, if you're not able to control, just because you have to look at everybody equally, you just still want to go and hug them. No, it's not needed. That means you're not using your intelligence properly. No, this situation of that other person's anger and that situation is not conducive for your own stability. So avoid them.
Yeah, Mataji. I will have to remember this.
Yes. So you should also, so when you read different things, right, in spirituality, there will be different levels, like different things. You can't take something independently and try to implement. You have to try to holistically understand, okay, oh, this one, okay, this is how we need to do. Oh, this is how we need to do. Right? So yeah. You'll as you go ahead, as you move forward, you'll understand, oh, this is how we need to, this is how we need to, this is what we need to prioritize, this we know we don't have to prioritize this, like that.
Yeah, Mataji. Thank you so much. I think I got reminded of this one. That's what when in Bhagavatam also, when they were saying, when the ladies were like dressing up, and when they saw Vedavyasa's son actually walk, they did not feel like they have to, cover up and all that, because they treated them as a soul, and they knew that he also treats everyone as a soul, not on their external body or something. Correct, Mataji?
Yeah, I think the comparison here is not needed. These are
Yeah,
these
yeah.
are,
But
don't confuse yourself with mixing this and that and this and that. That's in that situation, that's it.
yeah,
See, we also know in temple all of us know that we are souls, but then we can't behave like
we can't behave like that. Correct.
like
Yeah.
they do, right? So it's not applicable in our
Yeah,
situation.
I sorry for that. Yeah, I understand. I shouldn't have brought that up here now. But yeah, okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. Vancha kalpatarpischa kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरे हरे बोल, हरे कृष्ण, जय श्री प्रभुपाद।
Hare Krishna Mataji, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri